video. And if you have any questions about that, you can always leave it in the chat below. And we're just going to get started. So welcome, everyone. My name is Melissa, and today I'll be guiding you through all levels yoga. We'll practice together for 45 minutes. And what you're going to need is a yoga mat. I always like having a blanket close by. You might want to have a block close by as well. And anything really just to support you in the practice. And as we practice together tonight, I always like to put it out there to listen to your body. So if any stretches are not working for you, please skip them, come on out and modify, and just really take care of yourself and where you're at. I would love to begin our practice today down on the back. So we're just going to lay down and get nice and comfortable. And then as you settle in here down on the back, you can take a traditional Shavasana pose. So that's with your legs relaxed and the arms relaxed. You can also bend your knees and plant your feet. That will just take a little pressure off your low back. Then we're just going to close our eyes here. Begin to drop into our breath and our body. So as you feel your eyes closing, try to relax your eyebrows, relax your jaw. Try and let go of tension through the back of the head, through the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders, the arms, and the hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. And then relax your legs, relax your feet of any tension. And then taking time here, begin to observe the rise and the fall of the breath. Lengthening your breath as you inhale, lengthening your breath as you exhale. And then maybe encouraging your exhale to be a little bit longer than your inhale. And then as you're breathing here, if you would like, set an intention for your time on the mat. And then intention really could be anything that you'd like it to be. Maybe to relax a little bit, maybe to take this opportunity for some self-care. So intentions are a nice way to connect us to the practice and to help make the practice our own. Let's begin by finding a full body stretch. We'll take the arms up and overhead, maybe point your toes, maybe flex your feet, allow for your body to be as active as possible here. And then taking your knees up and into the chest. So arms, hands around knees or shins, and then begin to rock side to side. So we're just gonna rock to the right and then gently rock to the left. And then breathing here into any tension that you're holding onto in your low back. Let's begin to extend our right leg up to the sky. So fingers will interlock, gently support the back of your leg, and begin to bend or point and flex your foot. So we're just gonna point the foot and then we're gonna flex the foot. And then as you're flowing here, just noticing how your body feels. So each movement that we make, just feel how that feels in your body. Take a moment, begin to point your foot. So we're just going to breathe here into the stretch for the top of your foot and into the heel. And begin to flex your foot. So press through the heel and the back of the knee. And then taking that into circles. So maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles. And then this is just a circling of the ankle. It's not necessarily circling the whole entire leg. And begin to flow in the other direction. So we're just going to reverse that movement. And then letting that go. Let's take a moment to pause. So legs can relax, arms can relax. We're going to close our eyes here. And then just noticing how that right leg feels. You might feel there's a lot of kind of circulation and blood flowing, and that right leg might just feel really alive and active. And then when you compare it to the left side, that side just feels maybe heavier, maybe a little bit more stuck. Let's begin to even our body up. You can bend your right knee, plant your foot. We'll gently support that left leg and then begin to point and flex the foot. And then begin to point your foot. So we want to breathe here into the stretch for the top of your foot. Begin to flex your foot. And then taking this into circles, large circles or smaller circles here. And then begin to flow in the other direction. And then gently releasing that one. We can take a moment to pause so legs can relax, arms can relax, and then we'll just realign here, just feeling that balance now in between both sides of your body. And then floating those knees up and into your chest and into your stomach. We can do a little rock to the right and a little rock to the left. Plant your feet, knees will be bent. Gentle support to the back of your head and engage your core. So we want to create a sensation of tucking the tailbone, feel your navel move back and up to the spine slightly. Let's begin to lift our head, neck, shoulders up, and then lower yourself down. Begin to lift and lengthen up and lower. And then moving at your own pace for a moment. So we're just going to lift up and then lower. So taking some crunches. Try not to crank your head here. We just want to offer that gentle support to the head. And try to keep your core engaged the whole time. So we want to create a sensation of tucking your tailbone. Feel your navel move back and up to the spine a little bit. And then here, we're going to take this into some twist crunches. So we're going to take our right elbow to our left knee, reset to center, left to the right, and then realign. And then let's just go side to side here for a moment. So as you flow side to side, let's breathe. We're going to breathe into our stomach, ribs, chest, and then release from your chest, ribs, and stomach. And then we also want to breathe into the twist with the back body as well. So let's breathe into our low back, mid back, and upper back. And then releasing from the upper back, mid back, and low back. And then as you're breathing here, just feel that breath flowing in and flowing out through your nose. Activate your feet as well. You may want to point your toes, maybe flex your feet, maybe press out through the two ball mounds towards the front of your foot, and then spread out through your toes just to help activate the legs a little bit differently. Let's begin to release that one. Reach for your feet. Come into a happy baby stretch. So flex your feet, reach through your heels, maybe rock side to side, and maybe find stillness here. Knees can come to your chest. We can give them a nice little hug in. Let's extend our legs right on up to the sky. So you could point your toes, maybe flex your feet, maybe press out through the two ball mounds at the front of your foot, and then spread through your toes. Gently support the back of your head and engage your core. So let's try to ground our mid back. We might feel a sensation of our low back lifting from the mat. Lift your head, neck, shoulders up. Lower your right leg down. Core engages, and let's come on up. So we're not going to take the leg all the way down to the mat. We're just going to let it hover maybe a couple inches off of the ground. And then we're just going to take this one side to side. So on something like this, we're definitely working. I can feel the burn. I can feel the shake a little bit. So the first thing that we would want to do is probably hold the breath. So try to breathe in and out as deeply as you can. And just feel your breath flowing in and flowing out of your body. Try to keep those legs active. When we activate our feet, it's really going to help to activate the different muscles in the legs. We're going to feel that our calves are working a bit more. We're going to feel that our quads are fired up a bit more as well. And let's release that one. Let's come back to knees into chest, little rock to the right and to the left. And rock and roll through the spine for both. So we're going to roll up the spine. We're going to roll down the spine. And then let's do that one more time. So we'll roll down. And then as you come on up, let's rise for a boat pose. We're going to try a little balance here. So on this one, feet can be on the ground. You can lift those legs up for a little bit of an angle. You can also reach onto the backs of your legs if you'd like. You can straighten out your arms, straighten out your legs, and then let's try that one again. We're going to do a little slow down. 1, 2, and on that third one, let's come on up. We're going to rise on up. Let's hold it here. Breathe. And try to relax your shoulders from your ears. So you just want to create that space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. Come down. Let's those knees to our chest. We're going to do that rock and roll through the spine. So 3 times gives us a wonderful massage on our low back. When you're ready, let's come on up, rising. Make sure that you're breathing here. It's so easy to hold your breath. Let's keep the breath flowing in and flowing out. We're going to come on forward this time to seated. And then from seated, sweep your feet to the right or to the left. We're going to land in a tabletop. As you come into table, feel free to grab a blanket. If you don't have a yoga blanket, you can just grab any kind of blanket. Maybe there's a little blanket on the couch, or you could grab a pillow just to give your body a little padding here. Knees can be super sensitive, and sometimes our knees are a little hard, and then the floor is hard. So it's always nice to have some support on this one. Let's begin to straighten our right leg behind us. We're going to take a moment to press out through our heel and the back of the knee, and then feel that your leg is active, engaged, and energized. Lifting your heel up, take your heel in line with your hip. Maybe you roll your right hip down just a little bit. Try to feel that your low back is in line and your hips are in line. We're going to do a little tap down. So you can point your toes. So we're just going to tap our toes down, and then we're going to come on up. Toes are going to tap down and reset. Let's take that one 5 more times. Excellent. Let's reset. Now we're going to take our right foot to the right, do a little tap, reset to center. Right to the right, reset. 5 more times here. Let's come back to center. We're going to do a little reset. Right foot moves to the left. Do a little tap down. Realign. Right to the left. And reset. 5 more times here. Let's come back to stillness here. We're going to do a reset back into table and then circle out your hips a bit. So maybe find large, maybe find small circles. And then just knowing as you're moving here that there's really no right and there's no wrong way to move. So we just move with our breath. We move in a pain-free range. And circle in the other direction. And then reset. Come back into table. Press out through that left heel. Let's try this one on the other side. We're going to lift that up. Point to your foot. Do a tap down. Rise on up. And release. 5 more times here. Excellent. Reset. Let's take our left to the left. Realign. Float it off. And reset. 5 more times here. Back to center. Let's take our left to our right. Cross it over. Realign. Float it. Reset. 5 more times here. Let's reset. Knees and hips in line, wrist, shoulders in line. Let's circle it out a little bit. Flow in the other direction. And then coming to stillness here, let's press back. We're going to take it to down dog. And as you come to down dog, let's shake it out a little bit. So it may feel nice to bend one knee, to bend the other knee. Let your head relax, yes. Let your head relax now. As you find stillness here, let's come forward, land in a fold. And then as you come into a fold, let's shake it out a little bit. Maybe bend one knee, bend the other knee, and then let your head relax, yes, and let your head relax now. Hands can float to the right. Let's find a side stretch. Try to feel really grounded through both of your feet, inside and outside of each foot. Come back into center. Hands to the other side, reaching, stretching from that right waist. Lengthen side body, arm, fingertips. Let's come back. Landing here, let's take a half lift. We're going to find a flat back. Hold yourself down. Come on up. Let's rise for mountain as you inhale. Drawing your hands at your heart space as you exhale. Hands are going to extend to the sky. Let's take a deep full breath in here. Fingers will interlock. Twist your palms right and up. Lengthen, breathe. Hands to the right. Breathe out. Roll that left shoulder back, right shoulder under. Feel that your heart is shining to the sky. Come back, let's realign, lengthen, release to the other side. Try to feel grounded evenly through both of your feet. Come back into center. Let's release our hands behind our body. We're going to come to a yoga mudra. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch. Take a breath to lengthen. Let's fold ourselves down, breathe out. Try to relax the fronts of your shoulders and just noticing if that helps you move deeper into the shoulder stretch. Hands can relax onto your low back. We're going to take those hands down to the ground. Right foot takes the float back. Let's come into a lunge. Core engages. Let's come on up. We're going to take it up to a crescent warrior. And then as you set up in crescent, feel your hips and your shoulders going forward. Right shoulder forward, right hip forward, left shoulder back, and left hip comes back a bit. Creating some movement on this one. So you can stay here. If you wanted a little bit more intensity in the legs, maybe take a little bend. You can lower yourself down, rise on up. Let's begin to reset. We're going to come back into crescent. And then from crescent, let's bring our hands onto our hips. We're going to spring ourselves forward, landing in chair. So right foot to left foot, hips back and hips down. Let's fold ourselves forward. We're going to ground into our hands. Left foot flutes back, core engages. Come on up. Breathe here. Option to hold it here. You may want to find that movement. Lowering down, rising up, and lower. And rise. Let's take this one at your own pace. And reset. Let's take ourselves back and up, landing in crescent. Let's bring our hands to hips. We'll land in chair, hips back and hips down. Fold yourself forward, come back into a fold. Let's take a half lift here. We're gonna find a flat back. Fold yourself down. Come on up, let's rise for a mountain pose. Hands at your heart space, breathing out. Let's take our right leg up and over. We'll create a figure four stretch here. We're gonna come into a standing pigeon pose. So right leg comes up and over. You can drop your hips back and down for a moment here. Flex your right foot. So we're gonna encourage that right knee down to the ground. Breathing here for a moment. And if you wanted to, you could kind of press this knee away. That can also give you a little bit more stretch. From here, let's come into standing split. So we're just gonna take our right leg right on up to the sky. So hinging at the hips, folding down. Maybe looking to the wall behind you. Maybe take your gut gaze to the ceiling up behind your body. And we're gonna take it to warrior one from here. Right foot back, right heel will lower. Hands will reach and stretch to the sky as you breathe in. Let's feel our body really active in the posture. Arms are active, hands are active, reaching, stretching through your fingertips. Straighten your front leg. We're gonna take our arms alongside our body, palms face forward. Breathe in, let's come on forward. And exhale, float it forward. Coming back on up. Let's do a reset here to warrior one and then open into warrior two. So you may just have to readjust your feet. We want our front heel to line up with our back arch and then have your back foot straight with the edge of your yoga mat. So our legs are going to be super active and so are the arms and the hands. Straighten your front leg. Let's take those hands up. Exhale, release. Float it on up, big breath in. And release. Let's take a moment just to flow here at our own pace. We're just going to move to the rise and the fall of your breath. And release. Let's come back into warrior two. Reverse warrior, float the front hand up and back. Back hand can glide on your back leg, arm wraps around your low back, reach for the other hip crease, take a half. Come on through, let's take it to warrior two. We'll float it down to a lateral angle. And then coming into extended lateral angle, you can lower that hand down a little bit more, giving you more of a stretch. Core engages, come on up, float it back. Warrior two pose. Windmill the hands down, let's float into a lunge. As you take your lunge, right foot comes forward, take your forward fold. Half lift here, fold yourself down. Come on up, we're gonna rise for mountain. Hands at your heart space, breathe out. Let's take that left leg up and over. We'll create figure four stretch here. And then hips go back and down. Breathe here. Let the hips lower with each exhale. Feel yourself moving deeper into the stretch with each breath. Float it to standing splits. Take your leg right on up to the sky. Breathe here. Let's begin to release. We're going to float ourselves back, finding a warrior one pose. And then as you align here in warrior one, feel the core engage. So tailbone tuck, navel back and up to the spine a little bit, creating that long line of energy that flows through your body. Straighten your front leg, arms alongside the body. Breathe in, rise on up, and release. Find your rhythmic flow here for a moment. Come on through. Let's do a reset back into warrior one, open into warrior two. And then as you come to warrior two pose, let's feel the feet super active. So imagine you could pull your feet in towards one another. Find a little movement on this one. Straighten your leg, reach, stretch up, and release. Rise up. And soften. 5 more times at your own pace. Let's begin to release. We're going to come back. Land in warrior two. Reverse, float it up, float it back. Breathing so deeply here. Expand your lungs, expand your ribs. Float on through, land in warrior two, and then take it down to a lateral angle. And then coming into extended lateral angle from here. And then just trying not to collapse into that bottom shoulder. A little lifting here, a little bit of lengthening here. And then come on up. Back to warrior two. Let's straighten our front leg. Front hand up and back. Rising through. Let's take it to warrior two. Windmill the hands down. Land in your lunge. Left foot floats forward. Land in your fold. Setting up for a twist, so you may want to grab a block or just something that can give you a little bit of lift. Let's start by bending into our right knee. Right hand will plant, and then left hand will lift to the sky. And then hand right up to the sky. You can also wrap your arm around your low back, maybe reach for the other hip crease and take a half spine. Coming back to center, let's keep our legs exactly how they are. This time that right knee is bent, and then our left hand will plant, and then our right hand's going to lift. Bringing us into more of a closed twist. So this kind of twist can be a little bit more tricky to come into. So try to breathe as deeply and fully as you can. Reset back to center. Let's take a deep bend in our left knee. And then we're going to plant that left hand and then lift your right hand up when you're ready. So our open twist, try to open the chest and the heart. Full breath in, full breath out. Let's come back. Legs will stay just how they are. Lifting that left hand when you're ready. Arm wraps around the low back if you'd like. Full breath in, full breath out. And release. Let's take ourselves back into a fold. We'll breathe here. Half lift, hands onto the shins. Fold yourself down. Come on up. Let's rise for mountain pose. Hands at your heart space as you exhale. Let's begin to take our right knee up and into the chest and into the stomach. So fingers will interlock, gently support the front of the knee. And we're going to pull that knee into our body. So this one gives us a great stretch for our legs, hips, low back, and then also so good for the stomach and the organs and all of the things. Let's take our right leg to the right. We're going to just open that up. This brings us into variation of dancing Shiva. Left hand can come to the left. Maybe the index and the thumb touch, coming into a mudra. Maybe gaze off your left fingertips, breathing here. Come back to center. We're going to take that knee up and into the chest and into the stomach. And then let your right hand float to the right. And then we're going to gaze off the right fingertips. Breathing here. Full breath in, full breath out. Gently release. We're going to take our feet a little wider than hips. Arms sweep side to side. Come into empty coat sleeve. And then giving that one a try on the other side. Let's take our left leg up and into the chest and into the stomach. Find that one spot to focus on. Find that one spot to focus your concentration, to focus your awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eyes shift at all. Let's take our left knee to the left. We're going to open up the hips here. Maybe gaze off the right fingertips. Breathe here. And then come back. Let's do a little reset back to center. You can hug those knees up and into your chest and into your stomach. And then left knee floats to the right. Left hand to the left. Feel grounded through all the parts of your right foot. So press firmly through the inside, through the outside. And then noticing your body's natural tendency. Noticing if you tend to roll to the inside, maybe tend to roll to the outside of the foot. Let's release that one. We're going to take our feet wider than our hips, arms side to side, coming back into empty coat sleeves. Nice reset for your body. Excellent. Let's come back to center. We're going to take our feet right in line with our hips. Hands are going to reach up, take a full breath in here. Fold yourself forward. Let's plant those hands. We're going to land in plank. We'll take a high push-up posture. As you find plank, lower down, chaturanga. Let's take an up dog here. So we're going to use our breath. Breathe into your back bend. Press back to down dog. Breathe out. Knees will begin to lower. And let's come all the way down onto your stomach. So for this one, we're going to work with a really nice shoulder opener. So as we come into this one, I always like to put it out there to listen to your body. So this one doesn't feel great for everyone. So we're just going to go nice and slow, step by step. And if we're in it and it's just not feeling good, come on out, because we never want to mess with our shoulders. We don't want to push it too hard. But if this does work for you, it does feel really good. And it's a great opportunity to open the shoulders up. So let's take our left hand to the left side of the room. Have your hand in line with your shoulder. So what I mean is don't have the hand weight up in front or behind. So just in line with your shoulder. And then make sure that your palm is down. We're going to just let ourselves lower here. And then if everything's feeling okay, so one option is just to stay right here. If you wanted to get more of a stretch, you can roll onto your left side of your body. Your right leg can kind of come up and over and create a little kickstand support. And then we're just going to breathe here for a moment. So to make the stretch less intense, you can take your right shoulder to the right side of the room. And then to make your stretch more intense, you can take your right shoulder to the left side of the room. And then we're just going to breathe here. Try to relax the eyebrows, relax your jaw. Try to let go of tension through the shoulders, arms, hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax your legs. Relax your feet. And let's come onto our stomach. So we're just going to roll onto our stomach. And then from here, you can take your right hand to the right. And similar thing, have your hands in line with your shoulder, have your palm facing down, and then you can roll onto your right side body. And then again here, so left shoulder rolls to the left for a left stretch, and then left shoulder rolls to the right for more stretch. And then we're just going to breathe here into the stretch. Maybe close your eyes. Relax the eyebrows, relax your jaw. Try to clear the mind of thoughts. We always have thoughts moving through the mind, maybe thoughts for the past, thoughts for the future. Try to release your thoughts. Bring your awareness to the breath. Bring the awareness to the present moment. And then remembering the present moment, the only moment where life truly exists. Let's begin to release. We're going to come onto our stomach. And then pressing on up. Let's float ourselves into table. And then from table, you can draw your feet to the right or to the left. Bring your hands onto the shoulders and begin to create circles. We're just going to take our elbows forward, draw them up, back, and down. So you can probably feel how open the shoulders feel now. And then releasing. Let's come onto our back. We're going to hug our knees to our chest. Gentle rock to the right and to the left. And then as you're just moving around here, giving all of those muscles a little massage on the low back, let's begin to take that into circles. Maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles. And then flow in the other direction. Letting that go. Let's come into some relaxation time here. We'll take a resting pose. So as we take time for relaxation, you could take a traditional Shavasana pose. So that's where the legs are relaxed, the arms are relaxed. You could also bend your knees. You could plant your feet. And then that will just help to let go of any tension that you're holding on to in the back body. And then just feeling the eyes closing here. Let your body melt into the pose. Try to release any tension that you might be holding onto. Allowing for the breath to deepen. Maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And coming onto your side, you can make your way into a fetal position. So maybe create a pillow with the lower arm, gently support your head, and feel your body take the shape of the posture. Coming on up, let's make our way into seated. And then as you're coming into seated pose, you can bring your hands at your heart space if you'd like, into prayer position, into Untitled Mudra. And thanking yourself for practicing yoga this evening, for doing something so good for your mind, body, and spirit. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome, Dave.